A very warm good morning, good evening. I'm so sorry. And wish you a very happy Friendship Month. Well, once again, welcome you all on You Talk Show. A very warm welcome in the month of friendship. And in second inning, after our successfully celebrating the first impact factor, that is 1.0. And now we are ready with another series of to create deeper impact on your thoughts, words, action, subsequently it impacting your life and your surrounding. And that is how we will be accomplishing our goal, transforming nursing system by transforming you. With this note, I request my team, please introduce themselves. Gita.
Good evening to all. I'm Geeta Sinha. I'm an emergency nurse, have experience of 12 years, and also I have experience of 2 years experience of nurse informatics system. And my team is very grateful to you, sir, and Ratna ma'am. Today you come for this topic. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Krish.
Hi everyone. I'm so happy and glad. I feel so blessed today because my PhD guide Dr. Nagendra sir is here and I am a big fan of him. And what I must say, if you give more time, I can speak a lot about him. Maybe this 24 hours is not enough for me to speak about him. He's such a humble personality, loyal personality, and epitome of leadership, commitment, dedication.
You will be getting this time, Krish. You will be
Okay.
surely
Thank you
getting
so
this
much.
time.
I welcome everyone. Please, I welcome everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Krish. Yeah, Dalmadi.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad that I'm here today with the team, and I welcome you all, especially Sir. I have heard so much about Sir, and I think, as far as I know, Sir, without interacting with him, I think Sir knows more about nursing than many of us in this room. So, Sir, thank you so much for sharing your time with us and your wisdom, and I hope every one of us will learn so much. And welcome everyone.
Thank you. Rekha Didi. Yeah, Miss Rekha Anil.
Unmute mic. Unmute mic.
Yeah, I'm just trying.
Where?
Yeah. Rekha Didi, you are unmuted. Try. Oh. Yeah. I can see Rekha Didi, you are unmuted now. You can speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome you to today's very important session, that is self-image. Welcome you all. Hoping to learn a lot from you all people. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rekha Didi. Sridevi ma'am, over to you.
Hello. Yeah. My name is Sridevi. I'm happy to say that I'm very proud to be a nurse. And Dr. Prakash, I will talk to you later. And I have my best friend knows a lot about you, and I think I'll let you know in the end. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Yeah, Uma ma'am is there, the you of the show.
Yes.
Oh, welcome, ma'am.
Good evening to everybody. I'm Uma Handa. I'm happy to be with you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Yeah, with this note, I really wanted to start the show, and I keep getting this question. Your show is very good, but why there is a less people in the show? So I really wanted to tell everyone, and I feel this is my prime duty that I let you know that why we all are here, and let me say why only we all are here. So it is based on the innovation diffusion theory by Everett Rogers, and I really wanted to thank Dalma. Yangchin Dolmadi for letting me know this theory, because first time I got to know through her slides that only 2.5% people who are innovator who love to have new idea and want to try that. And let me tell you, if you are in this Zoom box, So you are among those 2.5% population. So that was the target of the show, and I think we are meeting that that target. And let's see, 10 to 20 episodes will reach on the peak of that, and then we'll be getting this late adopters and the laggards. But it'll take another 90 episodes to have everybody on the show. But definitely we welcome you all, and we are really grateful that you are sparing your precious time with us. So let me tell you, without taking much of your time, as you already know, that today we don't have any master. Well, I feel that master is a small word to describe his personality, because I call him the Midas of master, because he's the master of masters. So many masters who already in the show were trained by him. So therefore, and I feel I am incompetent to introduce this great personality. When I asked his bio sketch or a brief about himself, he said, Rupa, you know my name now. That's more than enough. We can talk directly. So yeah, I request Krish Thomas, please introduce her within time frame with the limited words. That's a target and challenge for you, Krish.
Thank you
Not
so
more
much.
than 20 seconds.
It's very difficult, actually. I'm so blessed, sir. Today we have Dr. Nagendra Prakash. Sir is a corporate trainer. He's an NLP practitioner, and moreover, I must say he's a good guide even for me. He always says, I am me and my colleagues who are is doing PhD. We are the last student of his PhD. And as Rupa said, sir knows everything about nursing. Though he's not a nurse, but he know everything about nursing, and he can teach better than a nurse, especially nursing theories. And I learned many things, and I'm about to learn also. And he touched every aspect of human behavior. He's expert in everything. One thing I must say, that whatever field he's touching, he feels to learn something, and he gets expertise in that field. That's a speciality of him. And he's an amazing personality who know well to balance a personal life and professional life. And he is a mama's boy, I can say. He always take care of his mother very well. That is also another lesson I learned from him. So many more things I can tell about him later. Definitely, if I get chance again, I will tell. And I am sure, I am promising, and I am ensuring everyone here that you are going to learn many things from him today. And we are so lucky and blessed to
Thank you,
have
Krish.
sir on this platform.
Thank you very much. Sir strictly asked me a particular time. If I cannot give that time, that it will be injustice.
Yes, I know.
So
I was super excited. Sorry.
Yeah. Will that note, Elsa, are you there? Elsa wanted to say one line on sir. So over to you, Elsa. And 20 seconds to you, Elsa.
Elsa, ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you, Rupa, for giving me this opportunity to introduce a teacher whom I know for the last 21 years. I think today his topic on self-image and also self-esteem and how you develop positive self-concept, I think will be known through his Johari window. So he can scan all of you and what we are. So over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I will not be taking much of your time, and I will request, sir, it's all your platform. Over to you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah. Krish, make sure sir is unmuted.
He's already unmuted.
Yeah. Sir? Sir, are you there? Dr. Prakash?
Yes.
Yeah. Over to you, sir. Now,
Yes.
All pitch is over to you.
Yes. Now, because I'm slightly changing it. Oh God, from where you got this photo? Oh God, what to say?
Because we really work hard for this. So that doesn't matter kahan se mila. So now it's time to learn self-image from Dr. Nagendra Prakash Mathur. Over to you, sir.
Today is my fortunate day You know why?
No.
Dr. Uma Handa is here. I have attended the first NRSI conference held at Delhi. She was the secretary.
Sir, you have unmuted. Sir, please unmute. You are muted.
So I was telling that
You have to unmute yourself.
done. It is the greatest day for me because I am able to see Dr. Uma Handa, the forerunner in Indian Nursing Research Society of India, the founder, National Secretary of NRSI. I clearly don't remember, maybe 1984, I attended the first NRSI meeting, and I was so happy and I was really admiring Dr. Uma Handa from that time, and I'm really blessed to see you, madam. Thank you for being here today. I know you so much. It is possible that you will not know me. Okay. So now, to continue the point that I don't feel formal in this session because, you know, what is the closest thing to us in our life? What is the closest thing to us in our life? The closest thing is our own self.
Yeah.
Nothing more closer than our own self. But we can not hold it, we cannot see it, we cannot do anything, but we can only, that is the one all the time, even from the day we are in the mother's womb, from the 3rd month fetus, our own self is watching us. And that's the reality. And so now I am happy because of that I am talking a matter that is close to everybody, to their own self. Therefore, I feel completely informal in this session. And also, I may use some of the words, but they are not intended to hurt anybody. And those words are not intended to speak politics. I don't like politics. I don't like religion. I like spirituality because the self is the spiritual thing, not the religion. Religion is only a bundle of practices, identities, which I don't like, but I like self because I am that. So now we are looking at the concept of self-image. Okay, before that, I'll tell you a small story which most of you know already. It may be a repetition. It so happened that, you know, some part of that was also true anyway. It so happened that some sheep were grazing in the forest. And among them, there was a lion. A lion also was eating the grass like the sheep. And this happened many days. The lion was always with the herd and it was going with the sheep, eating the grass, coming back, being with them. It so happened that one day a lion came there to hunt the sheep. And looking at this cub eating grass, the lion felt so sorry. It couldn't understand what's happening. So all the sheep ran away when the lion, big lion came, and this cub also started running in fright. Now, this big lion felt more sad. Oh God, what is this I'm seeing? That my own person is running away with fear of me. So the lion next day waited carefully and approached the herd of sheep. And as the sheep started running away, this lion blocked the cub's path of running away. So this cub is crying, telling, "Leave me, I have to go. I want to go, leave me, leave me." Then this big lion told, "Brother, oh my child, you are like me. You are not a sheep. Please understand, look at yourself. Look at me, look at yourself. Don't you see that we are same? Why are you afraid and running away?" The cub started, "Please leave me alone. Please leave me, don't eat me, I have to go." He started crying. Then this lion told, "Okay, I will leave you. I will never come closer to you. But please listen to me. At least once you listen to me." With all the fear shivering, the cub looked at this big lion. And the lion said, "You see, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to come near to you. You just let us go towards the pond there. There's a pond, we'll go there. You stand the other side of the pond. I will stand this side of the pond so that you won't be afraid of me. Let us go there." So the cub somehow agreed with all fear, and they started walking towards the pond. And when they reached the pond, the cub is in one side and the opposite side is the lion. Now the lion said, "Oh, my child, my friend, please look at the water." The cub looked at the water and it got afraid. "Oh, you want to cheat me? The lion is in the water and you want to make that lion in the water to come and eat me? What is that you are doing?" And it started running away. Again, this lion went, big lion, blocked the way and told, "No, you please come again to the water. There is no lion in the water. I promise you, again, I'll stand in the other side. I'll never, never harm you. Please come." This big lion started begging and consoling. So again, helplessly, this cub went to the water. And the lion told, big lion told, "Please look into the water, shake your head, and see what is happening in the water. Put your tongue out and see what is happening in the water." Then the cub did the same way. And it was surprised to see whatever the cub is doing, that water image is also doing.
Sir, we cannot hear you. Alex, sir, can you check with sir? What is the problem with the audio?
I'm there, sir. Only I'm just sorting it out.
It is connected. Now we should.
Yeah. Alexa, may I request you to please update us? I sincerely apologize. There must be some network issue because sir, basically speaking directly from a hilly area where there's many times there's a network issue. So still he is trying his best, but yeah.
Now this is happening like the lion. this game is happening between us like the lion and the cub.
Yeah, agree.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
now the lion takes the cub back to the water. Okay. And tells the cub to look to the water, shake the head, put the tongue out, look deeply, look elsewhere, and again look at it. So the cub did. It was in a state of shock. It asked, okay, now you look at me. Then the cub started crying. I know you are also in the water. That's why you have brought me. Then the lion said, no, you are shaking the head. The lion in the water is shaking the head. That means what? You are a lion. You are not sheep. Don't think that you are a sheep. You are a lion like me. Look at it. Look at me. Look at yourself. Look at your legs. Look at your hair. Look at your color. It's gone?
No, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
just for being safer
then-
side, yeah.
So then the cub understood that it is lion, it is not a sheep anymore. In that state, a kind of realization that it got, that the cub roared so loudly like a lion, and the whole forest was reverberating with that sound of the lion. And having lost the image of the sheep, this cub ran towards the big lion, and both of them happily walked together into the deep jungle. So this brings us to the concept of imagery and the image. Our Upanishads, there are hundreds of Upanishads in our culture, you know. And you know what it says? One of the most common and most important statements is, Shrunvantu Vishve Amritasya Putra. That is, the meaning is, oh, children of God, you are all children of immortality. You are not mortal. You are not mortal. So we human beings are not mortal. We are having a false image because of our different experiences and understanding. And every human being is capable of immortality. Every human being is capable of infinite self-awareness. Every individual is equal and capable of doing anything. And there is nothing that can limit human beings. And the day we start recognizing our true nature, we will be different. Just like that cub which discovered it is not at all a sheep. And now, with this point, I would like to tell that India was under the slavery, cultural slavery. India was under the shackle of cultural slavery, the image of the sheep. And now the giant India is rising. And that realization has to enter into all of us to change our self-image. That we are no more under the slavery of any cultural system, that we are Indians. And this is the only country which has been surviving from thousands and thousands of years. Where was America, Germany, England, all these countries? 5,000 years ago, they had nothing. They have come up in water as an island. let us remember that this Bharat, this India, it is the leader of the whole world. It is the scientist. It is the Indian Himalayas. Indian yogis are there to tell us our greatest glory. And so, therefore, let us make a travel. Let us move towards the highest capability which we are truly eligible for. That every human being is capable for the highest level of consciousness. What about self-image? We are eligible for the highest level of intelligence. There is no limit. But we are limiting ourselves. We are limiting ourselves by our lack of understanding.
We can't see you.
No need.
Hey, video has to be on.
Video off. Okay. So with these points, I would like to come to this concept of self-image. How to bring that share there? Self-image, and no, that is screen has gone. This you have to bring down. Here, this one. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So let us have informal, personal, close conversation on self-esteem, self-image, and self-awareness. As I told you, all of us are one self. All of us are one awareness. We are one awareness. There is no doubt about it. Therefore, let us closely understand, discuss, and talk about this concept so that let us shake this country from the shackles of inferior status, inferior image. Let us shake our country, bring a new India. A giant India is rising. Centuries of cultural slavery have gone. The changes we are making, changes are visible because we know what a gene. Can you tell me what is the gene that you have? Can you tell me how old is the gene that you have? Any guess? Any guess? How old is the gene that we have? Any guess? 1,000 years? 1,000? 50,000? How many years?
Sir, non-predictable. Yeah, millions of years. That's what answers are coming in the chat box. So I'm just reading aloud.
Yes.
Yeah.
So gene is that much young or old, whatever you call it, because for a gene, there is no time concept. As long as the genes are concerned, there is no time concept, there is no past, present, future. Genes are ever living there. And they are the bundle of consciousness. Gene cannot be destroyed even by fire. Now let us go back to the history of our culture and civilization. We share the genes of Sri Ram. We share the genes of Radha. We share the genes of Sufi saints. We share the genes of Ramana Maharshi. We share the genes of Swami Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. We share the genes of Tulsi Das. We share the genes of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. We share the genes of Jhansi Rani Lakshmibai. We share the genes of Durga Mata. That is India. Tell me any other country other than this Bharatvarsh, what genes they are sharing, what awareness they are sharing, what I have shared, what awareness they are sharing. So that means what? Awareness has no time concept. Awareness cuts across past, present, future. Awareness is beyond time. When we have entered the mother's womb, have we awareness of the time? Now do we have awareness of the time when we are in deep sleep? Do we know what is time? No. Time is a function of the mind. That is awareness connected to the present. Otherwise, time cuts across. Time has no past, present, future. Awareness has no past, present, future. Genes have no past, present, future. Our historic beings, great yogis and avatars have no past, present, future. We are all one commingled in a bundle of awareness and we share their genes. Is it not enough to feel extremely powerful, capable, infinite capacity, competency, whatever we say? That is what is India's civilization. That is what is the giant of India. And so this is what, if you hold in front of, one. This is a positive self-image. What do we see there? What do we see there? What do we see there?
A lion.
A lion. What is the one that is watching the mirror?
Might be cub or it could be cat also.
Now, if we realize our true self, we will see the lion, but now we are cats. All of you know the favorite Mowgli.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So now continue the concept and self-image and self-awareness. Self-awareness is the best to accurate statements about one's skills, feelings, and events. How much accurately we are able to whereas self-esteem refers to one's ability to see oneself as worthy, valuable, and composed. That means self-esteem is our positive and negative evaluation of ourselves. Then first comes the point here, who am I? Hello. Not hearing. Wavering.
Yes, sir.
So-
Your voice is little wavering.
Who am
I may I request to send these slides to me so that I can open on my computer and we can
How do
of your
how do I
video.
do? How do I do that?
No, that will be difficult task now. Yeah, it's okay, sir.
Can sir use it on my system?
Can sir use it on my system?
Yeah. That would be better.
Okay. Give pen drive. I'll do that.
I sincerely apologize for all this. It's unexpected technical glitch, which is totally unavoidable.
Pen drive will take it.
Because of heavy rain, also there is so much network issue.
Yeah. Meanwhile, let us continue.
Yeah,
Shall we?
this sounds better, much better, sir.
Okay. Reduce volume is better because the speaker is shaking due to my loud voice. Okay. So
Who am I?
What we think about ourselves, what we think about ourselves, and how we see ourselves. Then what we tell about ourselves and what we are, and what we think about ourselves and how others see me, and what others tell how you look like, height, weight, attractiveness, all those things, and how others treat one or the other, and what one learns and experiences about oneself. Usually, this image develops from our own experiences, our own ideas about ourselves and others' behavior towards us. And this image is difficult to change. It's not impossible, but it is really difficult to change. At early stage, and they start attributing all of the things in relation where difficulty comes. Like for example, if I am female in early childhood, it's very difficult to modify that, but not impossible, because a sheep, the lion which was feeling sheep, can discover its identity. And again it is getting muted.
Okay, sir, if there is an internet problem, sir, please off your video. We can listen you without slides.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah, because that
But
video needs more of
okay,
bandwidth.
that's enough. That's enough. Yes.
Great, great.
So
Now you are
then,
much better.
Now, where is this thing here? How will I go to the screen?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir. You may start
Okay,
speaking.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Fine. So I was telling that usually self-image is difficult to change because in early childhood it gets formed. Then it starts taking the attributes according to that image, whichever image it gets. So now, all the women are strong, all the men are good looking, and all the children are above average. Can you comment about this statement, please? We are not looking at whether statement is right or wrong. How do you respond to this statement?
Agree, disagree form, sir?
Pardon?
Are you asking in agree and disagree form?
No. I want your after reading this statement, what comes to your mind first?
So answer is a stereotype.
Pardon?
Somebody writes stereotyping. Generalization. Another answer is generalization.
How many of you think that this statement can be put in a different way?
Again, social expectation, somebody wrote.
We usually, when you show this to a common public, we are in a different platform now. You show it to common public, they say women are good looking, not men. Is it?
Agree. Agree.
This is a usual picture we have, and we agree that women are good looking. I don't want to antagonize or hurt anybody because I really believe women are good looking. I mean it. And I also not only say that, I tell you the greatest of the women in this world are not. You know how much work they do at home, how much they give care for patients, how much they teach, how much changes they try to bring in the world. Okay, so they are like Durga. I salute all the nurses today from the bottom of my heart and feelings. So now, there are three types of status attributed to people irrespective of income groups. Irrespective of income groups. Caste is one status group, gender and profession. Whatever our income may be, but the status in the society is also in a way linked to that. We need not bother about it, but it's a fact. Is it not? That the
Yes, sir.
status is linked to gender, status is linked to caste, and status is linked to profession. How much do you think it is true what I'm telling? Anybody can say.
True. Uh, uh, so with that note, I really want, uh, because we have to take few questions also. So I really want that we finish the concept and then we have to start taking questions as well.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Hmm.
Now, our image consists of some part of gender, some part of caste or group, then profession. Now let us come to the image of a nation. Whatever image we have about our nation, I'm not telling others having image of our nation. Whatever image we have about our nation, that also reflects our own image. And now there is a transformation happening in India quickly. That is, that India's image is changing. Don't we know that our image is also gradually transforming? So
Yes, sir.
that is how we can bring the change in the nation. We can bring a change in the image of everybody. It is possible, not impossible. But as the image of India is changing, we are becoming stronger and stronger. We got an identity as an Indian. Before we were searching for that. And so we know now that how is image of India related to me. Some examples I can bring from the past glory, that is the revolutionary freedom fighters like Veer Savarkar, Bhagat Singh, Vallabhbhai Patel, Chandrasekhar Azad, Swami Vivekananda. How many people you need? How many people we need to know what was our image that time and now we should formulate it. So now, 70 years of administration brought us to cultural slavery, and we started searching for an identity, current image upholding and identifying with true heroes. Now, how do we come out of image of a cultural slavery that's already started in our country with tremendous transformation? So much of confusion is happening. And now, the point is how India gains self-determination, if you think, or is it or not yet? Did we get self-determination or we are going on the path? Because self-determination creates again our basis for image. Self-determination. So relating to that, we have to reconstruct the image. We are now started identifying with glorious past, emulating the values and ethos. Still we are in confusion. Still our new education policy is in big discussion and lot of confusion is happening. But still, if we have a disturbed image now, our children will have disturbed image. If we have a strong self-identity now, the children of this country will have strong self-identity. That is how his image connected to the broader aspect of the nation. So this brings us to one question. Should we give up the Western image of nursing, the slavery to Nightingale image of doctor nurse imitation? Because if India gets self-identity, Indian women get self-identity, I don't think the nurses of India will identify with them as a Western nurse or textbooks of nursing principle. All principles are good scientific, but we are copying the Western model. That is the one I think is affecting our image. You get out of that image, like that sheep and the lion difference. Let us get out of the Western image of copying, starting from the cap and the skirt. Starting from that, we have to remove all those identities. We have to lose the past identities to create a new nursing image of India. And please let us understand that those dressers, we have to bring change in the uniform. Everything we have to change if we want to come to a new image for our student generation. So there is a close relation between image, identity, and collective awareness. Self, nation, and culture. These are the three things always inter-exchanging. But moment we develop and become strong in our identity, then that becomes a collective awareness. This collective awareness that is molding India now, present India, will change everything. And so we can come out of the shackles of inferiority feeling, subjugation feeling of another culture. I am not anti-Western culture, please. But I want a self-identity for the country, for the people of India. So how to reconstruct the image of nursing? I told you already about the genes and all that. And so now let us have one quick comparison of the Western cultures and Indians. In Western culture, we see only war and subjugation, colonialism, looting. We lost more than 50,000 tons of gold, diamond, everything. Even our idols of the temples, more than 6,000 idols are in other country museum. So other countries other than India know only subjugation, colonialism, and looting, and nothing glorious about them. Is Indian ethos and culture in direct contrast to that? India never sold war equipments. India never sold war equipments. India never attacked another nation. India never looted another nation. India never believes in subjugation. India is a giant, but it doesn't do any of these. Is it not that the culture of India, India is the leader of the world in these values? From now onwards, India is going to lead the world in a different path of self-realization. So coming back to how to reconstruct the image of nurses, how nurses can create a positive self-image. This is a real question, because you know the society will not help image of nurses. Huh? Society is dormant. It is nothing when it comes to image of others. Society is not having a golden shawl to cover to somebody and not for others. You know how doctors were being manhandled, beaten, disrespectfully treated. Because society is not one human being to give status or image to any group. Let us understand it first. So let us understand that we are creating our image in the discourse of our professional experience and personal relationship. So this brings us to the fundamental question: is the system of education in nursing contributing to the present image of the nurses? This is a real question that the nursing community has to address most sincerely. To what extent the education and methods, teaching, behavior of nursing teachers is creating the image of a student nurse now? That is a very big issue That is a soul-searching practice that the whole community of nursing has to do it very seriously. Let us create a positive self-image of our students, devoid of anything affected by society. So what is the role of teacher in creating self-identity in students? What is the role of a teacher? How can a teacher construct identity? Today, I'm talking freely, openly, happily because of my teachers. It is my teachers who gave me an identity. I have no problem whether it is right or wrong. I can boast any point. I can share any ideology without any hesitation because my teachers created my image. And therefore, my teachers have shown me what they are and what I am to them. My teachers have shared with me what I am to them. Can we share with our students what they are to us? Can we share? Can we feel and help the student to understand what they are really to us? Because they are our future, they are our outcome, they are our result,
Totally agree,
they
sir.
are our everything.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not interrupting you because you are already giving answer for so many questions, which is already mentioned on the chat box. So, if sir, I just want that you add few more points, and then fast we will be playing rapid fire round because we are having few more questions. Or
Yes,
can I start
thank
taking
you.
questions if you don't mind?
Yes,
So let me take a very straightforward question, and I really want a straightforward answer for that. Like how nurses can improve their image and how the self-image affect the professional image, sir.
yes, please. You see, I tell you, I won't tell the name.
Ji.
My connection with nursing profession as a colleague and as a member of the faculty is from the year 1977, 6th May, where I joined as a lecturer in nursing college. 6th May 1977. From that day till today, I am observing my students, my colleagues, everybody carefully with all feelings of identity with them.
Right.
Okay. I'll tell you only one instance how the teacher can positively construct. I'll tell you one, and how the teacher can negatively construct another. So first I'll tell you negatively construct. It is not a blame or dig at anybody. Please, I beg your pardon. Please don't feel anything about it. Okay. Long ago, once I always used to accompany students for picnic because I used to feel that at least these students are free from the shackles of the hospital and college, assignment and college, teachers and all these things. So I used to always accompany students for picnic. In one picnic, one of the senior faculty also had joined me. So we went to a place, most important place. If I tell the name, it may not be correct, but it's in South India. I got down to take permission from the for the entry in the gate. And you know what my professor colleague told? I am called Prakash there. In Uttarakhand, I am called Nagendra. I don't mind having Nagendra. I like it anyway. That's a different point. That's my self-image anyway. So that professor, very nice person, excellent person, told me, Prakash, don't tell this is from nursing college. Tell that we are from medical college. I don't want to explain this more. This is enough for me. Students were present in the bus, and there, where we usually try to take some other identity, that makes us more and more inferior. Whenever we take some other identity which is not our own, that destroys completely our self-image. And because it's completely our self-respect. Moment we lose self-respect, then our self-esteem goes down. Moment our self-esteem goes down, that is the end of that self. Okay. Yes, somebody is raising hand.
Yeah. truly excellent, sir. So now we really wanted to hear the positive self-image and construction.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's what I was waiting for. Okay. You know, when we were working in Vellore, the first Indian dean was Eliamma Kurvilla, the first Indian dean. Until then, the Westerners were the dean in College of Nursing Vellore. Okay. Even today, I hold Vellore in my heart and in my top of my head. You remove that. You don't need that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I have a colleague. The name of my senior colleague is Dr. Ratna Prakash. Okay. This Dr. Ratna Prakash was a clinical instructor. That time I happened to be the colleague. And this person, because its value model is integration, integrating clinical service and teaching. So every nursing teacher was supposed to be in the clinical area working as a staff nurse and also come and take classes. This was the integration model. Now, when my colleague was, as a tutor, was working there and sitting and writing something of the student report in the ward, a neurosurgeon, his name was Dr. Pandey, he entered the ward and shouted at her, "Don't you know I am getting into the ward? Why don't you get up?" Then this person said, "I'm sorry, sir. I am doing my work. You are doing your work. So I don't agree with you, sir. I'm sorry." And went and reported to Eliamma Kurvilla, the first Indian dean. When she reported to Miss Kurvilla, Kurvilla jumped out of her seat, happily telling, "You did the correct thing. Tomorrow I will come with you to the ward. Let me see what he will say. That you are doing your work. Nobody can force you to get up or do anything. The doctor is not a god in the world. He's not the owner of anything there. So I will come with you tomorrow. Let me see what will happen." Then I think
She also came and she sat with me. She also sat with me.
yes, Eliamma Kurvilla sat with her in the ward to see what happened. Yes, continue.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. Actually, I'm so sorry to say that we are running short of time and we are committed to time. So we
Yes,
have to,
so I'll quickly
to
finish
go.
it. I'll
Yeah,
quickly
I
finish
really
it.
want that you should
Now,
wind up and give us a practical tip if you can, sir.
yeah, okay.
Over to you.
Now, I'll give you only 2-point practical tip.
Yes.
But this I'll tell you. Now, when she went and sat with the teacher, clinical instructor in the ward,
Yeah.
then you imagine how she constructed her self-image. If nurses can stand and fight for their image against any odds, nobody can prevent them, I say. If she would have told, "Why did you argue? You should stand up, you should respect, we should not do like this, we are nurses, we have to be humble," that day should have killed her self-image. This itself speaks volumes how a teacher, how a faculty of nursing can construct and develop, strengthen the building in the self called image. Now I come to the solution quickly. Tell me, how many of the teachers have shown their affection, closeness to the students? And you know, in many institutions where we both used to work, they used to get angry. "You are lenient to students. Why are you lenient? Why are you friendly with the students?" But she was always friendly with the students, because a friendly teacher alone can construct the self-image of a student. You know, the students are gods. You know, I feel like crying if I imagine how you can make the self, because is it not a child waiting for recognition and support? At that time, you scold them, threaten them, and do whatever you want. And the second point I want to tell you in this connection is how many teachers are always with the student during clinical experience? I challenge it. I'm not commenting, it's my observation. Because we are running short of time, I'm not able to show the data I have collected about nurses, student nurses self-image and MSc nurses self-image. I have enough data on that. I have been collecting that. Anyway, that's a different issue. So how many teachers stand to the student? How many students helplessly look for the teacher to help and support to learn a procedure, perform a procedure in the ward? The worst period for them is the first year and second year. By second year, they start getting depressed. Why only I became a nurse? Instead, if the teacher is with the nursing student all the time, the student will feel, I am a nurse. You know, the image construction is the responsibility of the teaching profession. And that is where our Indian nursing has to really break out all those things, misgivings, misunderstandings. And because teachers think that if they are close to students, students don't learn. Why? Why they don't learn? My students always learn excellently. You know, my students are very strong. My students are very happy when I enter the class. Their attitude changes when I get into the class. That is the teacher. A teacher can do anything with a student. Students' awareness increases as the teacher enters the class, identifies with them, smiles at them, and makes jokes with them and belongs to them. To whom else the teacher belongs, tell me? Is it not for the student the teacher belongs? And is it not the student belong to the teacher? Why there is a gap? This is the only point that all the teachers should make it. That is where we need soft skill training for teachers in teacher training program. Having in the curriculum nursing education is no use. We should have in the nursing curriculum, BSc and MSc, soft skill training in teacher education program, and I will show you what will start changing the nursing image from today if you start doing that. And that's the one single point I want to hit on it. That is the teacher alone who can create the image of the nursing profession. Nobody else. Society cannot do. Society need not do. If the teacher does that, that is the society. Because who is the ideal for a student? Teacher is the ideal. If the teacher is not in the clinical area, if the teacher is unnecessarily advising the student, what the student can do at a helpless condition. That's it. Thank you very much. I really
Amazing.
salute you for giving this opportunity to share my most intimate thoughts. All of you are my own self. I identify with you. Thank you.
Amazing, sir. And I request please switch on the video of sir. I'm seriously speechless. I'm so sorry I was interrupting less today because you know whatever sir was saying, each word is wind up with the golden strings. So I really want, and at the end I was thinking that self-image doesn't have any solution. But let me tell you, at the end of this session, I am having so many solutions that how we nurses can improve our self-image. With that note, friends, I just wanted to. As sir said so many things, and even I don't have time to just recap everything whatever said. I just wanted to collect my own point and wanted to say something like, friends, why the small children, the child in their early childhood learn a lot? Because they are taught with the appreciation. We clapped, we love them when they do right things, and we support and constructive correction when they fail to do so. Why don't we do this with the grown up? why we started giving a commenting of comparison when our children does wrong thing. And now I am very firm to saying to all the nursing tutors and teachers, faculties, professors, that why we are not teaching our nursing student with lots of appreciation, regards, that they decided to become nurses. First of all, we should grateful to them that they are serving to the nation with the profession. So, well,
Can
as
I add one? Can I
yeah, please, sir.
in one point?
Yeah.
I want to say, when a BSc student enters first year, she'll be jubilant, she'll be happy first 3 months. After that, by fourth year, there is no human being, there is only nurse. No
Absolutely. Truly said, sir.
So why don't we change this? Let us take a resolution from today. Why don't we change it? Let us have the student first year BSc nursing until, and when she become nurse also with the same jubilant condition. We destroy them.
Yeah, I just wanted to please raise all the teachers on the Zoom room, raise their hands and take this pledge. It will be a great professional development for yourself, and a tribute to the nation, actually. Well, with that, I really want that as a self-image, yourself need appreciation by yourself. Yourself needs your time. Yourself need new definition, which you have to make it for yourself. And then you strive to achieve it with the positive mindset. Yes, it's time to create your own self-image, because it is a time to leave the image created by the society people for you. So please take the pledge that you are going to praise your students. You are evolve them as a better human being, as a nurses, as well as please spare time, think about your self-image, because self-image is something which is deep rooted in your heart, deep rooted in your mind. First of all, you have to create that self-image to become what exactly you want. It is a time to please unleash your potential and behave like a superhuman being, because it is entirely on us. With this note, I really wanted to leave you with this question, that are you giving enough time to yourself? And are you following constructive correction methodology for your student, for your kids at home? And we will be waiting for you for the next week, same time, same day. And thank you very much, sir. I have no words to thank you. It was a great pleasure. I really wanted to tell you, everyone now, that sir is not directly belonging to the nurse, but as Dolma rightly said in the chat box, that he is having nursing experience more than our age, and he knows nursing. I want to thank from the whole team of Nurse Talk Show, as well as each and everyone who is in the Zoom box right now. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a ton.
Thank you. Thank you. Umanda madam, thank you.